From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
Hi, this is Micah Halpern, sitting in for Teisha Bader, and here is the JBS News Update for Wednesday, June 28th. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with members of the United States Congress and informed them that he has been invited for an official visit to China. According to the official announcement released by the Prime Minister's office, and this is the quote, the American administration was informed about the meeting a month ago. Prime Minister Netanyahu made it clear to Congress members that the security and intelligence cooperation between the United States and Israel is at an all-time high, emphasizing that the United States will always be Israel's essential ally with no substitute, unquote. This trip comes on the heels of Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas's trip to China last week. The last time both Abbas and Netanyahu officially visited China was back in 2017. Israel's Ministry of Defense has issued orders for the administrative detention of 4 Israelis who were involved in the recent violent attacks on Palestinian villages and the destruction of personal property. The decision was taken following the recommendations of the Shin Bet. A senior defense official said that the 4 have a history and that they were detained in the past due to violence against Palestinians. The 4's violence is not restricted to actions against Palestinians. The movements of these 4 Israelis were restricted in the past after participating in violence against Israeli troops also. Not surprisingly, Russian President Vladimir Putin held a phone call with Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, who expressed full support for Russian leadership after the Wagner Group's move toward Moscow was aborted. Russia and Iran are linked. Both are isolated in the international community, and their mutual support is essential for one another. About 2 million Muslim pilgrims officially began the annual Hajj pilgrimage. After circling Islam's holiest site, the Kaaba, they converged on a vast tent camp in the nearby desert for a day and night of prayer. The Hajj pilgrimage, one of the largest religious gatherings in the world, has returned to full capacity this year for the first time since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic 3 years ago. The pilgrimage is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. If they are physically and financially able, all Muslims are required to make the 5-day Hajj at least once in their lifetimes. Some Muslims spend years saving up money and waiting for a permit to embark on the journey. And now we'll look at this evening's programming on JBS. At 7, it's Talmud Study about the 10 lost tribes. At 8, actor and comedian Josh Fadam talks about the making of History of the World Part 2, the sequel of the comedic blockbuster History of the World Part 1. At 9, it's the Chayim, a Mormon convert. And at 10, it's a klezmer concert with Daniel Kahn. And coming up next, it's my show. And it's the 300th episode of my show, Thinking Out Loud, with me, Micah Halpern. Stay tuned. This is Micah Halpern and the JBS News Update. I want to wish everyone a good evening.